left work angry at the world and rode my bike across Manhattan and got hit by a car, flown into the air. And next thing I know, I'm on my way to the hospital with a choice to be made. And I chose to do something different. If you're tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having a focus, tired of just not getting the life that you deserve, that's your place to be. This is the Live Wonder Podcast, the place you come to break the habits that no longer serve you so you can finally start living your life. Let's talk about two roads. Many of us, we go down a road, right? We go down a path, and over time, that road gets tougher, it gets steeper, it gets less desirable. And we force ourselves down this path, right? But we keep doing the things that honestly aren't serving us. We have late nights. We spend our time engulfed in alcohol, poor eating habits, not taking care of ourselves mentally and emotionally, not placing ourselves in the right state, and making choices that time and time again fail us, and then remaking the same choices over and over and again, and using the habits that have gotten to us as a crutch, as a cane, as something that supports us, but doesn't aid us. And when we look at this road, we wonder why, when we started this road, we had high hopes, right? We had dreams, we had goals. But over the course of this travel, of this journey, we've slowly withered away. We've slowly got beaten down. Now let's look at this other road where we go down, and as the road winds, we lean into it. As the road goes uphill, we start to climb higher and harder. As challenges come up, we look to solve them instead of looking to avoid them. We start to do things that make this journey brighter, more efficient. We get up with a purpose. We go out there and we make progress. We do things to reinforce our body, to restabilize our minds, to give ourselves the opportunity to look forward into what's in front of us. And we look at this and we ask ourselves, how did we get here? And there's this story of these two kids where the father was an alcoholic and the father was really difficult dad to be around. And the one son comes out, he's an alcoholic and he struggles, has a hard time keeping a family constantly at bay and just can't keep a job. And when asked, well, why are you like this? And he says, well, have you seen my dad? How could I be any other way? And on the other side of it, there's another kid. And the other son goes and gets a great job and makes a great life for himself and has a fantastic family and is a wonderful father to his children. And when asked, how can you be this way? And he says, well, have you seen my dad? How can I be any other way? Now, when we look at ourselves and we look at the road we've traveled and we look at the path we're on and we look at what's in front of us, are we telling ourselves a story that's not real? Are we imagining a story that's honestly not the truth? Are we setting the stage in our life? I was on this road where for many years, I felt that the place I was, I didn't feel worthy to do better. And many of you right now may not feel worthy to do better. I came out of school with a finance degree and I chose to start working in bars. I just didn't feel like I was worth anything. I didn't feel like I had any value. I didn't feel like I just had anything to offer to this life, right? I just didn't feel like I had value. And with that, emotionally, physically, right? It took a toll on me, right? You spend more time pulling yourself down than pushing yourself up. You spend more time mentally in a prison in your mind than going out there and opening your eyes to what's around you, to the opportunities there. And for that, I had bad habits. I would sleep late, I would drink at night, just constantly wasn't in good relationships. And what would be the result? I didn't feel good. Emotionally, I felt dejected. I felt awful with my position. I didn't have great relationships. I just wasn't keeping fit. Like all of these things, right, were not serving me. Until that one night, I left work angry at the world and rode my bike across Manhattan and got hit by a car, flown into the air. And next thing I know, I'm on my way to the hospital with a choice to be made. I was in a life where I leave that hospital 3 days later and all I'm thinking about is getting back to the bar I don't want to be at because I need to make money for rent. And many of you are in a position right now where you're facing some adversity and you're choosing to just go back to the position that's gotten you to the place you are right now instead of looking for a new path, looking for the side-by-side road that's running right inside of you. And I chose to do something different. Now you ask, well, what'd you do? Well, I didn't know what to do. And many of you might not know what to do, but I knew that if I went back to that place of working that job, of doing the same thing I want, I had to stop being a baby, stop complaining about everybody else, stop complaining my upbringing, my friends, my family, my focus, any of these parts that had got me there, stop complaining about where I was and just accept it, because literally I made the choice to go back to where I didn't want to be. So I had to stop crying about it and accept it or do something different. Now, what does that mean? I didn't know. So I just did the opposite. Instead of waking up late, wake up early. Instead of not working out, work out. Instead of drinking at night, don't drink at night. And you don't know what's going to stick. And that's just life. You don't know what's going to work. You don't know what's going to be the result of your efforts. But I do know if you continue to do the same thing you're doing, it's going to continue to get the results that you're getting. Simple as that. So as I go down this road and you get to the end of the time, you think about this here. There's a parallel life right now of you as a different version of you. And right now, you could be the one who's fantastic, who's great, who's living your best life. And you get to the end, and on that side by road was the person that could have been you if you didn't choose to have great habits, if you didn't choose to go out there with positivity. It would be the person that wasn't desirable, that wasn't helpful, that was more hurtful, right? That's the path that you avoided. Or right now, you might get down the road and find that on the other path is this person who goes out there with grand aspirations. This person who goes out there and takes life by a hold of it and just moves in a direction that's constantly looking for a way forward. And lo and behold, you're on the path right now where you're dejected, you're hurt, you're emotionally a wreck. But you continue down that path thinking that if you continue down the road of hurt, then the other side of it will be help. So if you can do anything right now, can you help yourself out of your own misery by choosing a different path, by choosing a different direction, by choosing a different outcome, by choosing a new road? And is it too late? No. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow can be a new step. Tomorrow can be a different direction. Typically, we stand in a place we are and we choose to be here, but we could take one step. And if that step is in the wrong direction, we'll just turn around. And if the step's kind of in a better direction, well, look at the step you just took and see how you can pivot to make it even greater. And if you're on the right step, take another and another and another. Keep going. I believe in you. You can believe in you. And it took that at one part for me to just feel the permission to stop living a life of misery and say, why not me? And why not you? Why not is a very uncanny way to think about it, but why not? Instead of being the son who chooses the horrible path because you feel like that's your role and your way forward and that you have to, face hard things because the people in front of you faced hard things. Well, why not be the one who chooses greatness so you can pull everybody out of the path that they're on right now and show everybody a brighter road? I know Live 100 takes time, it takes effort, it takes you. But with that, on the other side of this is the greatness you've been seeking all along. And with that, if you can do something and you want to say, I just need to think in a different way, well, go over to Live 100, go over to jasonyarusi.com, find a free assessment there. You use that assessment just to ask yourself some questions that can change and reframe some of the thoughts you're having and some of the ideas you're having. See, and just be truthful with yourself. Be self-aware of just how you feel in the moment. Because when you can look at it and you say, okay, I get it. I'm not showing up in the way that I need to show up. What happens? You become conscious to that. 98% of our actions and our thoughts are subconscious. 2% are conscious because we go on autopilot. And you might be doing bad things, bad habits, bad of all of these things, right? But you're just doing it automatically because that's what you've positioned yourself. That's what you've mentally positioned yourself to do. So if you want to break the frame, you have to start being conscious to what happens and what matters. So you can start to add progress as part of your daily agenda. All right, that's what I have for you today. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the Live 100 podcast. Let's do this.